My name is James. I'm the Sharon Rose Master. I'm a health coach by profession. Somewhere in late 2015, my wife, Caroline Tan, met a friend and she noticed the difference. Out of courtesy, she asked, so what's going on? And she started to tell her very briefly about Atomy. And the first glance at the word sponsor, I say now that's probably MLM, networking of sorts. But somewhere along the way, something in my heart said that I want to not be mentally biased. And so I decided that I should do my due diligence. The more I checked, the more interesting I found it, especially one particular product, and that is Him. I attended some of the seminars and then I went on a journey of testing it out myself. Because I'm generally healthy, I already expected that there won't be much of improvement. So I decided to recommend it to some of the people that I know personally. After about 9 months, we saw a lot of improvement. And so I began to spend a little bit more time. Quite a number of my weekends are now used for Atomy. My wife, Caroline, is very, very good in the details and the meticulous aspect of managing the networking, the compensation plan, so that everyone who puts in the efforts are duly rewarded. It's not about how much you know, it's about how much you care. The fact that people generally get better, people get busier, the Atomy platform is good for personal development, for team development, for income improvement, or for a sense of purpose, a sense of hope for the future.
Hi James, it's nice to see you here today. It is our pleasure to invite you here online today to actually share with us your road to success. So before that, do you mind just sharing with us more about yourself, how you first get to know Atomy?
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is James Chung. I'm the Sharon Rose Master in Singapore. I want to thank you all for making time to be here and the opportunity to hear from me. How I come to know about Atomy? Well, basically it started off when my wife, in one of those days when she was doing her window shopping, she actually found her previous place that she used to go to. Because we were away for a while and we just came back to Singapore, so she decided to take a look at one of those places that she frequented before we left. And she bumped into one of her friend that she hasn't met for a while, and she saw that, well, her face has really changed from the last time she remembered. And then that's how the conversation went on, and that's how she was introduced to Atomy. And then what happened was that she came back home that evening with a form. And I looked at the form and I saw the word sponsor. And I said that, no, I think that is a MLM straight away with that word, because I could, smell it from afar off. But somehow she said that, oh, she really looked different, the friend, and it would be good to think about this, So I decided that, yeah, okay, I'll give it some due diligence. I take a look. I went into the website and I saw Him. And that was a thing that attracted me, because for years I've been looking for a herbal formula that comes from the East rather than the West, because I've known of many herbalists in the West. And then at the same time, a product from the East that is very well researched in terms of clinical papers, in terms of medical studies, and in terms of something natural, herbal, and liquid, easy to use. And I saw Him fulfill all the conditions. And then I also realized that it was developed with a very huge a huge program by the Korean government. And I thought that this is really something that would be very interesting for the general public. And then when I saw the price and I saw the research, the background of what it can do, I was really quite impressed. And then from that day on, for the full week after that, every day I was researching about Atomy. I went down for the evening classes at the center at that time at One Commonwealth. I went to seek out some of the people. I went to talk to some of the leaders that eventually I came to meet. And one thing led to another, and that's how I got started with Atomy. But even so, I must confess, for the first year, I really didn't do much. I was more like a part-timer, observing, not sure if I really want to get involved in an MLM. And at the end of the day, I know it's not an MLM, not in the natural sense of the, not in the full meaning, but I realized that it is really quite different. And that's what got me, staying on to realize the potential of such a good product, as well as all the other subsequent products that I came to know about. And it was only when I became the center manager for Commonwealth Drive, I decided to start that center because I really decided at that time, 2018, that I will go on full time, and so I might as well, start up a center, be wholly committed and devoted to the cause of Atomy. Because after a year or so, I really believe that it is a good place, it is a good business to be involved, and it is really a wholesome approach to a balanced life business. So that's how I got involved with Atomy.
Oh, thank you, James. That's a very interesting view of how you actually got to know Atomy actually is from your wife. So I believe that you see Atomy as a success platform, and then you actually look at it as a successful route to success, right? So can you share with us, as I understand, there are actually 8 call of action as an individual for us to be successful?
Yes, actually, one of the key things about Atomy for us to be successful, every one of us individually, all of us can be successful. And to be successful, it depends on whether all of us individually and independently will put in action, take the right action, put in the effort. But yet, this effort that is required of us is not a huge effort. It's not an extreme difficult work. It's basically being able to do something consistently and something daily. So there is such a thing called the 8 daily core actions that I wanted to introduce to everyone, because that's exactly what I do, and that's exactly what I encourage my team members to do. And I would say that to everyone who wants to make something out of Atomy, make sense out of Atomy, make their life worthwhile involving in Atomy, enable themselves to improve their lives through the channel of Atomy, because Atomy is meant to be a useful tool, something meaningful, something helpful for each and every one of us. So when I decided that Atomy is the way to go, I was taught about the 8 core action, and that's what I'm beginning to do. So I always think about how to simplify that for people to begin to take action as well. And I want to show you it is not a difficult a series of 8 actions, and yet it is something that is not normal and it's not common to us. But since this is a time that most of us are learning to come out of the previous and into a new normal post-COVID-19, then at the same time, let's seize the opportunity to think about a new normal. And the new normal is the 8 daily core action. But first, I'd like to tell you about the first 4 actions. So I've divided the 8 daily core actions to 2 parts. One part is the first 4, and the first 4 is what will really help us to make a difference. Okay? I want to say that the first 4 has to do with things that you can do all by yourself. 8 daily core actions. Things you can do all by yourself occupies 50% of it. Out of the 8 actions, 4 which you do them by yourself, and if you do them by yourself, you have already done 50% of what is required. And interestingly, 80% of your success depends on the first 2 actions. Okay, the first 2 actions. And the first 2 actions out of this first 4 that I want to hand over to you are entirely what you can do by yourself. And so that is good news, I trust. So let's look at what are the first 4 actions that we all should think about. Well, the first one has to do with devoting. I use that word devoting because it is a time for you to come to terms with yourself, to quieten yourself down, to sit yourself down and decide, is this what you want to do? Is this what you are going to give yourself over to? What is your sense of purpose in life? What is your sense of the day for today? What are you going to accomplish? What are you going to do? What is today going to mean for you? Each day and every day, you devote time to yourself, but not for yourself. It is for your loved ones that you want to come to terms with yourself. Devoting. I will go into the detail of that shortly, but let's move on. First thing is devoting. It is about you, but not for you. It is about your life, about purpose. But the second thing now is about relating. So first you devote yourself to purpose in life. Then now you begin to relate. Relate to what? Relate to Atomy. Relate to the tool in Atomy. Relate to the culture, the purpose of Atomy, and see if there's a match between your purpose and the purpose of Atomy. So you must begin to relate. By relating, it means we apply ourselves to Atomy and the success factors of Atomy, because we want to be we want to be successful. We should apply ourselves to the success records of Atomy. But if we expect Atomy to fit into you, then it may not be a good fit, because you would have had a certain set of ways of doing things. You would have a certain pattern of doing things, but Atomy may have a totally different thing. And yet Atomy is successful, and for most of us, we are not. That's why we are here, and we are looking for success. And therefore, then we need to apply ourselves to a proven success formula to make a difference for ourselves. So if you would spend time devoting to your sense of purpose and then relating by how to apply yourself to that purpose, then the third thing now will be about noticing. Noticing about every day what's happening. Notice the clothes you wear, right? Example, the things you use, the tools you use, the products you use, your lifestyle. Noticing. If you are using toothpaste in the morning, notice it. If you are using noodles for your breakfast, give notice. Notice about it. Is it good? Is it worthwhile? Does it cost you a lot of money? Does it give you a sense of accomplishment in life? Does it give you a sense of achievement in terms of good quality things that you are using? A standard in your lifestyle. So noticing, let's go into detail a little bit more later. But the fourth thing you can do by yourself, and that is committing. Committing to take actions. Committing to make this first 4 efforts come into place. Committing yourself to fulfill this first 4 daily core action. Committing yourself, all right, to do the things that you are told that would fit yourself into the pathway of success. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, I want to go into the detail to consider the 8 daily core actions. Again, the first 4. The first 4 will change us. Take note of that. It will change us, because we must first begin to change as we prepare ourselves to receive, as it were, a new and refreshing thing about Atomy. Atomy will be new and refreshing to a lot of us. And if that is the case, we must be prepared for it. So we need to prepare ourselves. You cannot be the same you to receive something new. Just like if you're learning to drive a car, you must be prepared to go through a time of learning and test driving to get to in order to have your driving license, in order to pass it and eventually to be able to drive a car. You need to practice. You need to become different. You used to sit in a car, perhaps, but now you will have to be moving legs and hands at the same time to get a car going. So we have to adapt and pick up good habits. So the 4 things, again, the first one is devoting. It has to do with your mind. It has to do with aligning yourself, your brain, to be able to attain the purpose that you have in mind. So we are talking about devoting yourselves, and of course, the next thing was relating. The next thing, of course, is about noticing, and it's also about committing. But let's go into the details a little bit. When it comes to devoting, involving your brain, we are looking at life perspective. We are looking at your motivational resources, the things that you can think of that will help you to become motivated, to become filled with a sense of purpose, to be filled with energy first thing in the morning, to have a sense of direction, to take action for the reason that you are very clear about in your mind, so that when you spend time devoting, you become once again aware of why. All right, we live with a sense of purpose, and we ought to. You perhaps can look into some quotations, spend time reflecting, or you can go to your life scenario plan, which is what Atomy provides, to consider how to take action for the day. So you apply yourself. Why would I take action? So you go into your goals again. Why would I want to do that? Is it not for your children? Is it not for your family? Is it not for your loved ones? We align ourselves to those things. We remind ourselves, so we devote ourselves. And we are just talking about 15 minutes daily. Quieten down between you and yourself, between you and your notes, between you and the messages and the words that are found in those resources. It could be a life scenario plan. It could be a motivational resource. It could be a quotation. It could be a reflection. It could be anything that you want to align your life and find direction. Every day, 15 minutes. And then we move on to the next thing. 15 minutes again. Following that, or shortly later after breakfast, depending on what's your schedule like. But you want to do it as early as you can, so that it gives you a bit of an idea what you want to do for the rest of the day. And that is to relate to Atomy, relate to the company, come to know about the company, come to understand more about the culture, about the philosophy, refresh yourself with what the chairman is saying by going to channel Atomy, and hear again those words that you may have heard before, but this time it may appear different as you hear it with your heart. As your circumstances now change, because today is a new day, and you hear it afresh in the morning, you may begin to pick up something that you missed out the last time you heard it. So relate yourself to Atomy. Why Atomy? How does Atomy help? Why is Atomy useful? What about Atomy that is attractive? What about Atomy that you can find reason to present it to others? Find the motivation and the purpose to be able to present it to others. That's what we want to do. The Atomy vision, the road to success that a lot of leaders would share with you. Pick up from where they have shared with you, and you are able to use that as your driving force to move forward. He can do it. Certainly, I can do it. He did it that way. I think I can do it this way too. He did it and he was successful. If I do the same way, I should be successful. That's how we do when we begin to relate ourselves to Atomy, just about Atomy, so that we are skillful with Atomy and able to share with Atomy. So you need to spend time with Atomy, all about the Atomy literature, the channel Atomy, the notes, the messages from the speakers, the YouTube channel. If you search on YouTube, that is also possible, a great resource. But of course, hopefully you know who you are learning from. That's also an important factor. So the third one is noticing. What do we notice as you brush your teeth with the Atomy toothbrush and toothpaste, as you eat the Atomy noodles, as you clean your plates with the Atomy dish detergent, and you use the Atomy scrubber to scrub it. When you are using products every day, feel it, all right? Think about it. Consciously enjoy using it. Remind yourself, this is Atomy product. Enjoy it. These are quality products. And when it has run down over time because of use over time, change to a new one. Every time you have a new scrubber, every time you have a new dish detergent or liquid detergent to wash your clothes and things like that, when you are going about your day doing all the various things that involve the use of products, think about Atomy's products that you are using. And if you're not using Atomy products, why not? Use the Atomy products, experience it, enjoy it. That is the noticing part when it comes to the first four that you can do to be successful in Atomy. So all of your household where Atomy can offer things, use the Atomy things. Why? Because it is absolute quality and absolute price. This is what I do. All my entire household are predominantly Atomy products to the extent I can have them. I'm still looking forward to one day having the Atomy air filter. It's pretty bulky. Maybe I can bring it home. All right. It's going to cost me thousands of dollars. All right. But why not? When it is possible and it is prudent to bring it in, I may do that. All right. If I'm looking for one, I will do that. So the thing I'm trying to say is notice, give yourself, notice what you are using and bring in the Atomy products. So you can look at the ways and the means in which you use the Atomy products. You can look at the new products that is available on Atomy, and they, especially in the Korea website, and they launch a lot of new products all the time. And you can always speak to your leaders and say, hey, I want those Atomy products from Korea as well. Try it. These are all good products to enrich your life, to enhance the quality of lifestyle. And these are very useful tools for you. So think about the product introduction media in channel Atomy to understand the products that you're using, especially supplements and skincare. And of course, the PowerPoint presentation that you from time to time can lay your hands on, just to notice the difference that Atomy products will make for our lives. And the final one, committing yourself to the action that is required, because these form part of the 8 daily call action that will change us when you do them, especially the first 4. You can do them by yourself. So commit yourself to it. Commit to what? Maybe it has to do with writing out a target name list, because the target name list is to give you a sense of the right direction. Who do you want to talk to? And it gives you a reference point for you to fall back on following up, because the answer and the success in your Atomy business, if you are doing business, or if you are not and you're just happily sharing, you still need a sense of direction, who to share with, and at the same time to follow up, who to follow up. Then you must have your records, your name list, the person you talked to 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago. Now it's time to follow up, because the answer is in the follow-up. The yes that you're hoping for is in the follow-up. Every time when someone said no and you never follow up, it will remain a no. But if you follow up, you may find a yes eventually, right? So when you follow up, you need your name list, you need your contact list, you need your schedule, your appointment schedule that you work on. So these are the action that you commit to doing as part of your first 4 daily call actions, right? So get out there. Eventually, after COVID-19, when you can go out and you can go to the center and you can go and attend the Success Academy and the one-day seminar, go out there. That is part of the action that you should commit to. Go out and take action. That's what it means. Dress up, get out of your house. If it helps you to fulfill, to have a sense of fulfillment because you are taking action. So this is the first 4 of the 8 daily call action that I want to share with you today. So we've covered the first 4 somewhat in detail. I hope you have taken notes. I hope you have taken advantage of some of the points that I shared with you and remember them, so that afterwards when we come back to the second set of 4 actions to complete the 8 daily call actions, it becomes more interesting.
Yes, James. The 4 points that you have shared with us is really useful, and I believe the audience are taking down notes. And these 4 pointers as a daily call actions is useful not only for the business aspect, but every part of our life as well. Right, so now we'll be going in for advertisement break, and when we come back, we will have you to share with us more.
my acne clear. I have nothing to fear. Massage my face with the foam cleanser. Like to combat bacteria. 2-3 drops of spot solution. Apply acne clear serum. 4 easy steps. One-stop care. And the base is clean and fair. No more fear when stress draws near. I sleep well with acne clear.
Welcome back, everyone. Hi, James. Welcome back. So the first part is now you actually shared with us on the first 4 parts of the call action as an individual, right? What we can do on a daily basis. So now can you please share with us, beside the steps that we can do and practice as individually, what are the other 4 call of actions that can be done as a team?
Sure. So now we continue. If you can take care of the first 4 areas that you are personally responsible for, individually responsible for, independently able to complete, well and good, you will be ready for the next 4 actions. And the next 4 action includes the following. Number 1, you can begin to share. Because out of the abundance of your practice of the first 4, now you have some things to share. You can be sharing about your goals and your dreams based on your devoting time, right? And you can be sharing about the company, about the culture, the philosophy, right? When you are spending enough time in relating to the company. You can even be sharing about even the products, because you were noticing personally how those products were making a difference for you, right? And after you have done your sharing, the next point that I want to run through first in the next 4 actions, whereby you can do this only with other partners. So when you share with someone. You cannot share to yourself, you share with even your loved ones. That's another person. You share with your friends, you share with your neighbors, you share according to the list that you have written down in your target audience, and you approach them and you want to share with them out of your exuberance, out of your excitement, because you notice a difference, because you saw value in the product. So you begin to share. And after you have done sharing, the next action that you want to do every day that you mustn't forget is to do checking. Now, what do I check? In the nature of the Atomy lifestyle, whether you are doing the business or you are just a consumer, you can do some checking. Checking if the person you shared with, whether they have received their order, whether they've done an order, whether they have received their order, whether they are enjoying the use of our products like you. You check what products they are using and when is the next time you want to talk to them about new products. So you have to do checking. You do some kind of evaluation, and eventually you grow because you begin to use more products because you enjoy more products. And similarly, you want to help your team members, your customers, your friends who joined you because of you, who joined your team because you shared with them. You want to help them also begin to grow with other new products and more products. So you need to do the checking. And after you have done checking, the next daily call action is connecting. You begin to think about connecting with your leaders, people who are more experienced in the products, more experienced about Atomy, more aware, more exposed. You connect with them to learn more so that you can share more, to understand more so that you can influence others more. And that brings us to the final steps of the 8 daily call action of the second 4 set, which are things you can do with your partners, and that is leading. You begin to influence and lead the people that you have been sharing with, because they say yes to you, they are directly under your care. So let's move to the next slide to look at what in details will form these next set of 4 actions out of the 8 daily core actions. So remember, the first 4 will change us, and the next 4 will excel us. It will really help you make a difference when it comes to Atomy. It does, as it did for me. When I begin to apply, I enjoyed the first 4 because I begin to see different perspective about things, and I begin to find a sense of purpose with Atomy. But now, in the next 4, I begin to enjoy that I can apply what I've learned. I begin to share. I share with almost everybody that I find opportunity to share about Atomy. Timing is important. And over time, with much practices, you will have a sense of timing, what to share and how to share. You will listen more than you talk. And that is part of the skill in sharing. So in sharing, we are looking at company introduction, to share with people about company. In sharing, we are talking about product introduction, to share with people about products and experiences. You may share about compensation plans to people who are interested to think about a passive income for their retirement, or for passive income as an extra income, or passive income for their household, or at least to be able to enjoy using the products for free. So there are many reasons why people would want to consider about passive income. And when that happens, then you want to share about compensation plan, whether you are a business builder or you are signed up as an agent, but you're not really doing the business. It's all right. Take your time. All you need is to do the first 4 and you will change, and you will find yourself running with it. You will find yourself wanting to do a little more, a little sooner, a little faster. Yes, and that's natural because you are pushed by your own sense of motivation. And if you don't have a sense of motivation, well, go back to the first 4 to find that motivation, because it is in there. The more time you spend there, the better you will become. And 80% of your success depends on the first 4 actions that you take. Now, the second 4 actions is to apply them. But you are very strong in your first 4. Second 4 now, you begin with sharing, the sharing of your success system, the success system of Atomy. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to come up with something brand new. You just share the same success story based on your journey and based on the journey of your leaders. And you share the success system that Atomy taught us all. Then you can also share about your life scenario planning. And you have plenty to share, and you have nothing to share, then go back to the first 4 when you can deal with your life scenario plan again, when you devote yourself to it. So after sharing, you do your checking. You can check products PV. All right, why? Because having more PV always matters. Having more PV is helpful. All right, so more PV and less TV. Right? You can spend more time checking your PV, looking at your PV, how many products are involved, rather than spend time watching your Korean drama TV. All right? And you can also check your customers, your clients, your friends, your team members, how they are doing with the products, how they use it. You follow up with them. They used to just try out one product. Maybe it's time to try out the second product. Whether you are a consumer, it is a joyful thing to tell more people and see them use more products, because it helps them to be healthier. It helps them to have a better lifestyle because they are all using better quality products and lower prices in their expenses compared to the regular products that we find out there. They can check, you can check your accounts, you can check your team performance. If you are a business builder, you can check your group purchase records, where to go in there to look at what's happening in your team. All these things are a necessary part of the success that you're looking for. And all these things are helpful to form part of your 8 daily core actions that will bring you to success for the time you spend with Atomy. So this is actually very critical. Even if you're not a business builder, it is helpful to find sense and purpose and joy in getting involved with Atomy, because you may have some rebates coming back. So long as you're an agent, if you're a consumer, you can still do that and see the gratefulness people can express to you when they suddenly find a product that really make a difference, like the color dye, the hair dyes and things like that can make a difference. I was just talking to a friend and he was frantically, during this period of lockdown, trying to get her hair colored because it's all turning white and the barber service, the salon services are not available. And she was frantic. And she called me up and told me about it. And I say, hey, look, Atomy has the hair dyes. And I have it. And you can try it. And you can do it at home. And the excitement that came across to me just over the phone speaks volume to what it means. Just sharing availability of a product that someone is desperately looking for. Of course, I'm a business builder, but if I'm a consumer, it will be the same interesting experience, because it is the sheer joy of seeing someone enjoying the offer of another good product. After checking, you need to do connection. Connect with your leaders. Connect with your mentors. Connect with people you looked up to. Connect with the speakers. Learn from them. Connect by watching the channel Atomy. Connect by speaking with them over the phone. Checking in with them, with your leaders for all the business builders. Checking in with your sponsors, the Leaders Club members, and so on. Learn from them. Connect with them. Endear yourself to them so that they know how they can help you better, so that they can point you to the right direction. If you are putting in a lot of effort and yet doing the wrong thing, which is possible. So be sure if you're putting in a lot of efforts, you are doing the right things. Who is the best person to check? Your leaders, your sponsors. So connecting is a very critical portion of the 8 daily core actions. In particular, for business leaders, helpful for consumers, because you can connect with your leaders to better use products, to stretch the enjoyment of good products. And finally, leading. You want to do leading. You want to be able to influence the people that you share. You want to follow up with them, to lead them to try out more products, to lead them to consider from a consumer to become an agent, from an agent to become a business builder, to become a mastership achiever. Now, these are all part and parcel of the growth process, so that Atomy becomes bigger in your life and you become bigger in Atomy. And that is important, because that will give you a sense of purpose and value in your life, because every day we are all using products. Because every day we are all looking for passive income or extra income. And now Atomy can provide all these things for us, right? So the final slides I want to share with you bring it all into context, and that is your 8 daily core actions. The second call will excel us. The first call will change. The first 4 will change us. The second 4 will excel us. Just remember that. And finally, the last slide, and that is that, okay, you have the 8 daily core actions. The 8 daily core actions, so that you can change and excel. All right. First, by devoting, and then by relating, and then begin to notice all around you, so you begin to have a better sense of how Atomy what role Atomy can play in your life, and then committing to action to make this thing work for you. And then you carry out the action in the next 4. The next 4 of the daily core action. The next 4, set of 4, has to do with sharing, just opening up your mouth and letting your inner sense of enjoyment, which you draw from your first 4, and begin to share with people and begin to tell them. And then you follow up by checking in with them regularly, not because you want to have more, but because you want them to have more, right? Rather than they go in another direction, spend more money, and have lower quality of life because they use poorer quality products. And then you connect with your leaders to find a better way of doing this, to do it together with them, to do it with the sense of belonging, that you are part of a team who are doing the same thing, creating a community. And that's what we are all about, right? That completes the whole life scenario plan that we talk about, the community aspect. And finally, you do so, building the community by being a leader yourself, leading the team of people that you brought in, leading a team of people that you have first told about and you want to see them grow. But you want to grow and you want to lead them so that they grow, and therein is your reward. And there you are, the 8 daily core actions that I have been doing, my wife has been doing every day, even during the midst of this lockdown, COVID-19. You can still do all these 8 daily core actions, because the first 4, you can do it all by yourself. Even you're shut in your bed, even you're shut in your room, you can still do it all by yourself. The second 4, you can do it via a phone call, the Zoom meeting, online, text messages, watching video, sharing videos, and so on. You certainly have it to be able to do all 8 daily core actions, and nothing can stop you, not even COVID-19. Congratulations. Go ahead and take action, and I trust you will do them and find success just as I did. Thank you very much, everyone.
There we have it, the 8 core action to route to success. So James, do you still have any words to share with our audience?
Yes, actually, during this lockdown period, I find myself busier because now I have the time to really focus on my team and all the other consumers, and we discover a lot more consumers, and we actually woke them up in terms of, hey, now you're at home, how about trying this? The items can be sent to you directly since we can't go out all the time, and you can try this product and you can try that product. So the case of the person trying hair dye because the salon services are closed down, that was really quite an interesting experience. And you can actually do that even though we are all under lockdown environment. So as it begins to open up, don't go back to the previous normal where you go out there, you hang around and you haven't achieved much. But now rise up to the new normal, which is to do your 8 daily core actions, quickly do your first 4 this period. If you're not confident of the second 4, it's okay, do your first 4. 50% of the time you have already won the battle. And then when we are back to being able to go out and meet with people, you can do your second call, or you can the second 4, in other words, or you can do your second 4 even now via the phone, via the Zoom meeting and things like that. You certainly can do something. So please take care. Enjoy your lockdown and COVID-19, because there's so much you can do with the 8 daily core action. Really, because I did that, and certainly can you. All the best, everyone. Keep safe, keep healthy during this lockdown, because it was meant for you to come to terms with the 8 daily core action. How about that? Thank you, everyone.